Hey guys, it's Saturday, and you know exactly what that means. You know what it means, you know what it's always meant for me when it comes to my life. When it comes to Saturdays, it's Wrestling Week in Review. I cannot wait to talk about all the wrestling that happened this week. There's a lot to cover. There is a lot to cover, so oh man. Hello, Everbless. If anybody, like I've said before, anybody that comes into the live streams, if they want to hit that like button, they do not have to, but I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Everbless. You might very well be the first person to like this live stream. Let's get it on with the Monday Night Raw. No, I have not seen anything on King L. Moxley's channel, at least since I don't know when. That I don't. I'm not gonna talk about him today, so let's get on with Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw started off with Rhea Ripley, who successfully defended her Women's World Championship against Nia Jax. Well, let him do it. Let him do it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me really that much. Rhea Ripley successfully defended her Women's World Championship against Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber. What I didn't know was that Nia was also from Australia. Did not know that until very recently. But it very well that match very well may have been one of Nia Jax's best matches. One of Nia Jax's best matches in WWE so far. One of. Her match against Becky Lynch at Day 1 edition of Raw was actually pretty good too. I know, Everboss. Don't worry. Don't get yourself all worked up about him. That's exactly what he would want you to do. But yeah. Rhea Ripley talked about her successful title defense against Nia Jax. She would talk some more before being interrupted by the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match, that being Becky Lynch. They talked about their hugely anticipated WrestleMania 40 match. maybe. And he might win. Who knows? But then all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, Nia Jax came out, taking out Becky Lynch. I'm guessing Nia Jax wasn't at all happy that she didn't win the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. She's just mad, I guess, because she didn't win the Women's World Championship at the Elimination Chamber, and she feels like she should be the champion right now. Talking to Rhea Ripley, talking to Becky Lynch, and I don't know about that, but it is what it is. It was a good segment. It was a good opening segment. Oh, Tuber Chat, hey! This may very well be the first time you've ever been able to come on one of my live streams. Thank you for that. And if you want me to, I can make you a mod if you want me to. But just so you know, I have had problems in the past with rogue mods, so I've been sort of trying to limit how many mods I have on my channel, because you never know because you never know if one of your mods is gonna be a rogue mod or something. Yeah. What's up, Decorate? Thank you for coming again. Anybody that comes on, thanks, Tuber Chat. Anybody that wants to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's not required. I don't require anybody. I don't know if that's the real King El Moxley or not, but just to be on the safe side. I've been having trouble with bot accounts as of late. So I've had problems with bot accounts in my live streams the last couple of weeks. So I mean, it is what it is. I have someone on here that I do trust that gets rid of the bot accounts for me if I don't get to them in time. I have someone that does that. That's good at doing that. So it is what it is. I guess. I mean, they do give me views, so hey, I guess yay for the views, but nay for the bot accounts. This was a pretty decent segment. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to be getting another match between Becky Lynch and Nia Jax in the coming weeks soon. So that is going to be exciting. Oh, that's never good. Ooh, I hope he's okay. I do hope he's okay. Excuse me, guys, just for a quick second. I'm gonna do something. Oh. Yeah, that's terrible to have to hear about. So I do hope he's okay. Well, oh, hey, Hannah. I'll ask. Oh, Everbless. Just so you know, I'll ask Matt. I'll tell Matt to unblock you whenever I get the chance. Next time I get the chance to talk to him on YouTube, I'll definitely get him to see if he can unblock you, because that should not be happening. And hey, Hannah, if you guys wanna hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but as always, I would appreciate it. Well, that's we got. Immediately following this, we got a Nia Jax. Aaron, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true, but I did get a account, like a channel did come on here. A channel did come on here that said King El Moxley's second channel. I immediately timed that channel out and hit it because it was probably it was like a bot account or something. But I don't think it. Aaron, I'm sorry I'm sorry, but I'm not going to talk about Moxley today. No. I'm not going to talk about him today. I'm trying to ignore him today and anything he may or may not say. So, not trying to be rude or anything, I'm just telling you right now, I just don't want to talk about him. Hey, Austin, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Again, if you guys want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. Never required, but I would appreciate it. 10 people in this live stream. Maybe the most I've ever had in one single live stream. On one single live stream, 10 people. And 5 likes. Can we get it to 10 likes eventually? Can we possibly get it to 10 likes? I think we can. Very much. I think we can. I think it's possible. If you guys also want to share, if you guys have the capability to share my live stream onto your community tab on YouTube, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. You can also do that if you want. Also, if some of you guys that are mods want to put the links to your channel in the chat, also feel free to do so. If I'm allowing people to subscribe to whoever they want to. Obviously, my mods are... Where are you going, Austin? If you guys want to put the links to your channels in the chat, feel free to do so. Let's see if we can get some of you guys some new followers, some new subscribers. Also, as always, I am drinking my Powerade. This time it is fruit punch. It is fruit punch flavor. So I'm sure by the time I'm finished drinking this, my tongue will be completely red. Oh, you definitely should. You should. Who cares? We got Raquel Rodriguez versus Chelsea Green. This was a short match, about 4 minutes. About 4 minutes and about, I guess it was, I can't remember exactly how long it was, but it was not a long match to be. Ooh, I show speed. Well, hey, if you want to put his channel in the chat, feel free to do so. You obviously have the ability to do that. Raquel Rodriguez won this match in not that much time at all. It was a very simple match. Simple formulaic match. Did I like it? I'm a fan of Raquel Rodriguez, but I don't know if I'm a fan of just squash matches. And also if it seems like I'm adjusting my phone every now and then, it's because at the same time, before I went live today, I was playing a game of mine that I am so fond, that I absolutely love playing. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. My phone fell. Wasn't supposed to, obviously. Okay, I'm just playing a game. Well, hello, Mr. Nate. Yeah. Oh, just so you know, you're a mod on my channel, and you're gonna stay a mod on my channel. So that's your punishment. That's your punishment, Nate. Is you have to stay a mod on my channel. We got Shayna Baszler. Yeah, like you're gonna do shit. Hello, Danny Staten. Thank you for showing up. Any of you guys that wish to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It is never required. I say it basically all the time. It's never required, but I would always appreciate. I will always appreciate it. I will always appreciate the likes. Yep. Yeah, Aaron. 6 likes. Maybe at some point we can get this to 10. Maybe we can get it to 10 at some point. Who knows? Yeah, that's the dream. We got Shayna Baszler. Oh, Danny. No, he's not here. He's not here. He's banned. He's banned on my channel. Which means he can't come into my live streams anymore. I've had him banned for a long time. And I'm actually kind of glad that I did, because I don't need that kind of toxicity in my live streams. Because the whole reason why I go live on Saturdays is so I don't have to worry about any drama. I can just talk to you guys about wrestling, which is what I like. To talk about, and it's one of the few things that I can talk to you guys about. Boom Boom Claw, yeah, that's whoever that is, probably a bot account. And that's why I trust you, Nate. I trust you, Nate, to be a good mod, even though I don't exactly like you at the moment. I know you're a good mod, and you'll get rid of those bot accounts. I'm new. Well, I don't know who you are. Well, just to be on the safe side, let's just time him out for 30 minutes. Not the whole 20, because he might... what the heck. Look, I'm not going to have the same problem I had before with a whole bunch of... Oh... Yeah, I'm not dumb. I'm smart. We got Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Simple tag team match. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark obviously win. We had a backstage segment later on in the show when Candice LeRae seemed a bit upset that they lost the match. And I don't know what their deal is going forward, but don't really care too much, because WWE really hasn't given us that much of a reason to feel invested into this team. Only because very recently have we started seeing them on the show a lot. But they seem like the tag team that's losing all the time, and it is what it is. We got a DIY and Awesome Truth backstage segment. Awesome Truth. DIY and Miz decided to comfort R-Truth after his falling out with the Judgment Day. I know what you're doing, Nate, and it's not happening. I will never ban you from my channel. Never gonna happen. Now that I know is a bot account, I've had that one on this live stream for a while now. And it's getting blocked. Again. It's like the third time I've had to do that. Well, DIY and Miz promised that Judgment Day will get exactly what's coming to them. I don't exactly know. Well, I'm gonna hire back. Okay? Sorry. I don't know what's happening with Judgment Day at WrestleMania. It does look like we'll be getting some sort of tag team title defense. Obviously, I think it's only right that the tag team champions defend their titles at WrestleMania. I don't now, as far as who is Judgment Day facing at WrestleMania, at some point it looked like maybe it was Awesome Truth, just Awesome Truth. Not gonna happen, Nate. You're not gonna make me do it. There you go, Nate. Danny is a manager mod on my channel for a reason. Danny is a manager mod on my channel for a reason. Now, after what I saw last night on SmackDown, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne said they won another shot at the tag team titles. I don't know why, because they lost their tag team. They lost clean at the Elimination Chamber, but I don't know. At first, it looked like we were getting Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day with potentially R-Truth pinning Damian Priest to win the tag team titles, which I would have been okay with. I would have been okay with that because I love R-Truth. Miz as a baby face is starting to grow on me. I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it a little bit. I'm starting to like it. It took me a while. Just like I'm sure it took a lot of people a while to get used to Miz as a babyface because he's been a heel for just for so long. But he's starting to grow on me as a babyface, so we'll see what happens. But we may be getting a multi-person match at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. Who knows? Now that's definitely not. That's definitely not the real Robert, because Robert, as of right now, has a different profile picture than that. But hey, the bot accounts keep coming onto my live stream. Bot accounts keep coming onto my live stream. what am I going to do? I'm just going to keep blocking them and timing them out and blocking them. And if I don't get to them in time, if I don't get to them first, then I know that Danny will. We got Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Sami Zayn needed. I'm guessing you could say that Sami Zayn needed to win this match, and he did. So that's good for Sami. Went about 10 minutes or so. We also get a backstage segment with Sami Zayn, a little interview with Sami Zayn, and Imperium walk by, sort of start snickering to themselves. And sort of starts laughing at Sami Zayn. And it looks like we're getting Sami Zayn versus Gunther at WrestleMania. But then again, there's also Chad Gable, who also has now made it clear that he also wants a second shot at Gunther. He had a backstage segment with Adam Pearce, where he talked about wanting, or I guess in his case, needing a match with Gunther. What we could be setting up is a possibility of a number one contenders match between the two, Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn. Whoever wins gets Gunther at WrestleMania. That's just how I see it going. I don't know what we do. Whether we have like a, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like another ladder match at WrestleMania for the IC title, or even a ladder match for the US title. Well, Nate unhid you their choice, but I am going to hide you back. And hey Maroni, you want to hit that like button? If you want to hit that like button, feel free to do so. We also got Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. Liv Morgan didn't really have much of a chance to win this match. I'm not gonna lie. But then, just as it looked like maybe she was going to win, Becky Lynch comes in and starts attacking Nia Jax, obviously in retaliation for what Nia Jax did to her earlier on in the night during the opening segment, and that caused a DQ win, I guess, for Nia Jax, I'm pretty sure. It's okay. It's okay, Maroni. Don't let it bother you. Liv Morgan Becky Lynch then had an interview backstage in which Liv Morgan cuts her off and says, and basically is upset that Becky decided to ruin her match against Nia Jax. I don't know if we're getting a heel turn from Liv Morgan. It would make sense considering she's been doing a lot lately that's like, she's losing a lot recently. It's okay, Maroni. It's okay, Maroni, I get it. But a heel turn for Liv Morgan would not be a bit surprising. She is obviously still mad about what happened with Rhea Ripley and how Rhea Ripley cost her months and months of her career. She's been going on this so-called Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan revenge tour, where the main focus of this revenge tour is to get revenge on Rhea Ripley for what she did to her and to Raquel. I mean, we could see her just get so caught up in her revenge for Rhea Ripley that it just consumes her and it turns her heel. I think we're getting the same thing with Hangman Adam Page over on AEW, because Hangman Adam Page, as of right now, he is just so consumed with Swerve, and he will do anything and everything he can do to make sure Swerve does not win that AEW World Championship tomorrow at Revolution. Now, I'm not going to be watching AEW Revolution. I can't. I don't have Fight TV. I don't have Fight TV. I'm not paying $50 just to watch an AEW pay-per-view. I'd rather pay $5.99 for Peacock, which is much more affordable, which is much more in my price range. We also got New Day versus Imperium in a street fight. This was a very good match. And Imperium does win. I'm going to say this right now, this is the best that I've seen New Day look in a long time. This is kind of the best that I've seen New Day look in a long time, because they've been, during this feud with Imperium, they've had to become more aggressive and more intense than they usually would be, because most of the time it's all like rainbows and unicorns and pancakes and goofiness. But during this feud with Imperium, they've shown that they can be serious and intense when they need to be, when it comes to when they really want to kick somebody's ass. They show you that they're willing to do it. We also got Drew McIntyre. Oh, wait. Maybe you should just tell Mox. Maybe you should tell Matt Maroney. Maybe you should tell Matt Maroney. We got Drew McIntyre, another face-to-face, this time with Drew McIntyre and Seth freaking Rollins. This was also very good. Now, as of last night, even though it hasn't been confirmed yet, it should pretty much be confirmed already by now that the tag team match is happening at WrestleMania between Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes versus Rock and Roman Reigns. Who wins? I don't know. I don't know who wins, and I mean, to be honest, it's not also who gets pinned in the match. Who gets pinned in the match? I can't see Roman getting pinned in this match. Way too obvious. Cody can't be pinned, because how does that make him look going into his WrestleMania match? I could see Seth Rollins getting the pin, since he's probably losing his championship anyways going into WrestleMania. And The Rock could get pinned to maybe set up tension between the bloodline. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. When I get to SmackDown. We also got Cody Rhodes versus Grayson Waller in the main event. That was a 10-minute match or so. It wasn't much of a main event. Paul Heyman came out, tried to get Cody to sort of rescind or sort of retract his offer for a match against The Rock, which Cody clearly declined after taking out the so-called security force that Paul Heyman brought with him. Ooh, Cambridge Springs. I don't know what that is. where that is, but hey, as long as you have fun, it's That's all anybody can ask. It's you to have fun. Well, that was basically SmackDown. As far as SmackDown is concerned, as far as Raw is concerned, it was pretty decent. I will say a 6.5 out of 10. Some matches and segments didn't need to happen. Like the women's tag team match really didn't need to happen because it was just there. But hey, it's okay. Now we get NXT. The kickoff to this show was Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov segment. Ilya Dragunov came out heated after all the stuff that Carmelo Hayes has been saying as of late. Carmelo Hayes came out with a big group of security, which I guess was to protect him. Wow. Well, that's cool. That's cool, Austin. We would later. Oh yeah, Ilya Dragunov wanted Carmelo Hayes to get into the ring with him. Carmelo Hayes said, "No, that's not happening until I have a contract that I can sign or whatnot." That would then go on to be the main event, where we would get a face-to-face with both of them, and even Tony D'Angelo would crash that party as well. Yeah, I know you're not actually retired from YouTube. We got a Roxanne Perez promo, which is like a video package of all of the recent troubles that Roxanne Perez has been going through to have her match at Vengeance Day become a triple threat match. She's been very frustrated as of late, and this could be leading to a heel turn, which would be, I don't know if it would be good for her. We'll have to see what happens if they do decide to turn her heel. I'm going to be very interested to see how they book her as a heel, but it should be interesting. We got the Good Brothers of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus Idris Onofe and Malik Blade. This was a simple tag team match. Good Brothers obviously win in dominant fashion. I don't think they squashed this tag team, but their opponents, but definitely was a dominant win. I mean, I like it when you've got a tag team or a guy that just wins or a woman that's dominant, that's really big and wins in a dominant way, but doesn't like squash the opponent. Keeps up the illusion that the opponent had a slim chance at winning, but didn't. But was never going to win anyways. Or at least they had a slim chance. We also got a backstage segment with Obafemi, apparently the new NXT North American champion. I'm still getting used to him as the new North American champion. Confronting Ilya Dragunov. Can't remember exactly what was said, but it was an interesting segment nonetheless. Because it teased possibly a scenario in which Obafemi could become a double champ, just like Keith Lee was at one point in his career, because Triple H, I guess, trusted Keith Lee as a double champion. That's why he gave Keith Lee that moment in NXT when he beat Adam Cole to become both NXT champion and North American champion. Yeah. Tomorrow they're in Las Vegas for the Pennzoil 400. I'll be watching that on Fox. Oh, and for those of you who can't watch AEW Revolution, but would like to watch the matches, there is a website that I go to where I can watch AEW pay-per-view matches as well as all of the segments and matches from Dynamite, Collision, and even like Rampage, and even some Rampage matches and segments. It's called TokyoVideo.com. Now, I have said this a couple of times on this channel. There is a channel here on this. I am subscribed to a channel on here called WWE Matches. This person, I think, if I remember correctly, he's from Spain. He uploads matches from that week's Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. On Tuesdays, he uploads all of the matches and segments from Raw. Wednesday, he uploads all of the NXT matches and segments, and on Saturdays he uploads all of the SmackDown segments and matches. Now, if you go to his About section, there's a link to TokyoVideo.com. One's for WWE, where he uploads WWE pay-per-view matches, and the other is for AEW, where he uploads the AEW pay-per-view matches that I talked about, plus the Dynamite and Collision matches and segments. So, and I will definitely be putting a link to his channel on my community tab after this live stream is done, so just in case you want to go subscribe to him. We got backstage, we got Roxanne Perez versus Jakara Jackson. If I'm not mistaken, Roxanne Perez did win this match. Like I said before, she may be turning heel. I don't know. It could be good for her. We're just gonna have to wait and see. We got the Good Brothers. Also, after their match with Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, Good Brothers, Paul Anderson, Luke Gallows confronted the NXT Tag Team Champions, Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. Perhaps maybe setting up a match later on down the line. I don't know. No, he is not. He is not a manager mod. He is a standard mod. No, he is not. Let him do it. If he wants to do it, let him do it. But, Nate. Danny is a manager mod for a reason. Okay? Not only... And that is obviously not me. I'm obviously live at the moment, so how can I be both on... How can I both be live on my live stream, yet also in the live chat? No, it's a fake me. We got Dijak versus Luca Crisafino. This was actually a squash match. Yes, I am sure, Dolores. Okay? I am sure. It is a fake me, obviously. Obviously, it's a fake me. Oh. Well, actually, no, I don't need proof. This was a squash match, obviously. I know, I know, Danny. I know. But hey, that's just the way it is sometimes. We also got a Noam Dar interview. This was before his match later on tonight, which would be for the Heritage Cup Championship. Now, this is to be against a member of the No Quarter Catch crew. They didn't specify really who exactly was going to be the challenger, but it was to be a member of the No Quarter Catch crew. It turned out to be Charlie Dempsey. We also got, before that, we got a Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley segment in which Lyra would call out Tatum Paxley. To announce that she and Tatum will be going after the women's tag team titles at NXT Roadblock, which I don't know if it's this upcoming Tuesday or on the Tuesday after that. But within the next 2 weeks, NXT Roadblock is going to be happening. And Lyra Valkyria versus Tatum Paxley versus Kabuki Warriors for the NXT Tag Team titles. I fully expect Kabuki Warriors to win. I don't think they're going to lose the tag team titles heading into WrestleMania. But it should actually be a good match. Yeah. This is also now, Dolores, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually almost you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The women's tag team titles have literally meant nothing. The one time that the women's tag team titles ever felt important at all was when Sasha Banks and Bayley held them during the pandemic era. During the Performance Center era of WWE. That was the only time they ever really felt important because Sasha Banks and Bayley were basically running the women's division in WWE. Sasha Banks was Raw Women's Champion as well as being Tag Team Champion. Bayley was the SmackDown Women's Champion, longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in history. The longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in history. So, as much as I don't actually exactly like you, you are not wrong. I have no idea who that is, BC Amplified. But you're not actually wrong. The tag team titles haven't really been that much of an importance in WWE, especially with Vince McMahon. Yeah, okay, Danny. Of course you're gonna say that. But hey, at least me and Maroney got a chance to be tag team champions once. Hey, you can say whatever you want, Danny. You're a manager mod on my channel for a reason. Yeah, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you, obviously. Now, we got a Ridge Holland segment. Ridge Holland segment. This was obviously the most win's a win. Win's a win. Doesn't matter how you win. I mean, Eddie Guerrero said it best: lie, cheat, steal. It don't matter how you win as long as you win. Matt has even specified this on a number of occasions on his live stream. Well, then you don't acknowledge Danny. Well, then apparently you don't acknowledge Danny because he apparently associates with me all the time. He associates with me. He comes onto my live streams. I appreciate it all the time. I appreciate all the time that he. Yeah, but he comes onto my live streams. He obviously he respects me. I think he respects me. I don't know. This video. Well, Hunter. Well, Aaron. Hey, if you gotta go, you gotta go. If you don't want to stay any longer, I don't blame you. Nate's being a bit of an annoyance, but I'm not gonna let it bother me. We got a Ridge Holland segment he was talking about Ilya Dragunov and about all the recent things that he's been doing recently. All the things he's been doing recently. So then the lights. I know. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I do make people laugh. I do make people laugh. I will actually confirm this. I do make people laugh. And not just Danny. Lights went out, and apparently NXT has been getting some really cryptic messages as of late. I don't know whether it was the debut of somebody or the return of somebody. We didn't know, but we got a cryptic message, some cryptic messages, and someone got into the ring with a steel chair, hit Ridge Holland in the back. Immediately, people started people immediately started chanting 10, 10, 10. And then as soon as he took off his hood, it was revealed to be Shawn Spears, aka Tye Dillinger. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's because a lot of the people that come onto my live streams are from Matt's channel, and a lot of them are these so-called goofs that Moxley and company like to target. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I do appreciate everybody that does come onto my live streams, leaves a like, leaves a comment. I appreciate all of you guys. Even the bot accounts, because you give me views, so that's all I care about. Yeah, right. No, I care about you guys too. Well, yeah, I appreciate you because you're here. I only ban and time out the bot accounts, as always. As always. And if I don't do it, and if I'm not the first one to do it, then I know Danny will. Because I trust him to do that. I trust him to get the job done. Shawn Spears back in WWE, and he's going by his actual name, and he's actually going by his actual name, Shawn Spears, instead of Tye Dillinger. I don't know. Got Von Wagner versus Lexis King. Lexis King wins in a sort of a pointless match. Oh, yeah. Because there's a lot more goofs on that live stream. We got Noam Dar. We got Noam Dar versus Charlie Dempsey for the Heritage Cup. Now, this match was actually pretty decent, and surprisingly, Charlie Dempsey is your new Heritage Cup champion, which is pretty good, which is pretty nice. Just nice. And then, because for those of you who don't know, Charlie Dempsey is the son of William Regal. So it's nice to see William Regal's son get a championship in WWE finally. We also got Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov in a face-to-face. You know what? I'm just going to put you in timeout for another 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. See you tomorrow, Nate. Not. We got Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov face-to-face. Carmelo Hayes. Obviously, I'm guessing what this is all about is Carmelo Hayes wants another shot at the NXT Championship, and he will not stop until he gets another shot at the championship. I mean, he lost the title at No Mercy last year, lost the rematch at Halloween Havoc. I mean, he doesn't need a fourth crack at Ilya Dragunov simply because he just can't see himself not being the NXT champion. But also, Tony D'Angelo decided to interrupt proceedings. Ilya Dragunov was impressed with Tony D'Angelo wanting to earn a chance at the NXT title. So what we might be getting at NXT, I guess what we're getting at NXT Roadblock is Carmelo Hayes versus Tony D'Angelo. Winner faces Ilya Dragunov at NXT Stand and Deliver for the NXT title. So I'm either expecting Tony D'Angelo to win. This match, I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know if Carmelo Hayes is gonna win. I don't know if I don't know if Tony's gonna win. They could give it to Tony D'Angelo because it seems like we're setting. Oh yes, I forgot. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are going to be entering into a feud. Obviously, it's going into Sandor. So I think it's pretty much a done deal that Tony D'Angelo is winning that match at Roadblock. I fully expect Trick Williams to return at that NXT Roadblock, setting up the feud between him and Carmelo Hayes going into Stand and Deliver. So now as far as who would win the NXT title at Stand and Deliver, I don't know. They could have Tony win it, which would be great for Tony D'Angelo, or they could have Ilya Dragunov hold the title for a few more weeks or months. That was NXT. If I had to rate NXT this week, 7 out of 10 was pretty darn good, and we got a return from Shawn Spears, so that's cool. Okay, Maroni, if you gotta go, you gotta go. See you later. See you on Monday, I guess. Now we got AEW Dynamite, which has been billed as Sting's final Dynamite. The most of this show was centered around the Young Bucks wanting to find Sting. They looked all around the building. They even went into Sting's dressing room at one point, only to find several baseball bats hanging all around the room, which was, I think, was a nod to WCW. Which was I think a WCW nod, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it happened. That was something that was, especially when Sting was the Crow Sting in WCW. So that was pretty neat. They also did another nod to WCW when in the main event of the show, show. Darby Allin was in the ring getting double teamed by the Young Bucks. Ric Flair comes out. We don't know what his intentions are, because we know we had that talk with Young Bucks the previous week. So we don't know, but he does do like an eye poke to, I can't remember which one it was, Nicholas or Matthew. Also got some chops in before the Young Bucks clearly overpowered Ric Flair. Sting's music hits. They go to the apron to see if he's gonna come out via Gorilla, which is where. But then, lo and behold, he was not going to do that. He decided to dust off a classic entrance of him coming down from the rafters, just like he would always do in WCW, especially when he was battling against the NWO. And I thought that was cool that they decided to revisit that iconic entrance. And with Tony Schiavone, obviously former WCW announcer, like, it's Sting, and only the way he did it. It was really cool. But yeah, we also got a Bang Bang Scissor Gang promo backstage segment interview. I'm sorry. Get rid of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. I don't know why they are thing. Yeah, I saw Austin. I saw. Hope you're having a lot of fun, Austin. But get rid of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. I'm sorry. I like all of the guys that are involved in this group, but just get rid of them. Like, separate. The Bang Bang Gang / Bullet Club Gold was doing pretty good on their own. Claimed were doing great on their own, as they always do. I'm a fan of all of these guys, but they just don't need to be together. It made sense when it looked like they were going to be coming after the Undisputed Kingdom, only because they were all attacked by the Undisputed Kingdom at times during the whole Devil storyline, when the Devil storyline was first going on. But then once they seemingly just stopped caring about the Undisputed Kingdom, I'm like, okay, why are we still having these two groups together? If it's leading to a unification match of the ROH Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles and the AEW Trios titles, okay, that's the only thing that will salvage this pairing. Is Bullet Club Gold obviously turning on and wanting to unify both tag team Trios titles, with Bullet Club Gold obviously winning the Trios titles, which would be the best thing for Bullet Club Gold. We also got an Eddie Kingston backstage segment. He was also being interviewed by Renee Paquette, talking about his upcoming match tomorrow against Bryan Danielson. I fully expect Eddie Kingston to win. I just don't see Bryan Danielson winning, even after he's been booked like super strong recently. And Bullet Club and the Blackpool Combat Club did beat FTR and Eddie Kingston in a great trios match. So I definitely don't see Eddie Kingston taking 2 straight pinfall losses here. It's just, I don't think it's going to happen. Young Bucks interrupted this. They were their usual selves. Then eventually they decided to continue their quest to find Sting. We also got a Chris Jericho backstage segment where we talked about his past in Mexico and his luchador background. But the opener was a segment involving Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, and Samoa Joe. Hangman Adam Page came out first, talked about his potential injury that he may have suffered the previous week, in that trios match against Brian Cage, Swerve Strickland, and Samoa Joe with him, Hook, and RVD. It was a mess, but it was a good kind of mess. It was a good match, but it was a mess. And he may have gotten injured. Don't know if he actually did get injured. But apparently it was all a ruse, as at one point, so Hangman and Page, Swerve Strickland then eventually comes out, sort of starts mocking Hangman and Page. Then Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe then eventually leaves the ring, which leaves Swerve Strickland, Hangman and Page. Swerve at some point decides to leave, but not before Hangman and Page decides to swing the crutch that he was carrying with him, that he was using to hold himself up with, revealing that no, he is not injured. He was just faking it so he could get a cheap shot at Swerve. Are they turning Swerve face and Hangman heel? It definitely looks like that's the case, because that's just a typical heel tactic. An attacking someone behind their back just looks like a typical heel tactic. And it's also, like I said, with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley's situation. Liv Morgan is like so angry at Rhea Ripley, and it does look like they're maybe turning Rhea babyface, that Liv Morgan could become so consumed with her anger towards Rhea Ripley that it could turn her heel. Like, if she feels like anybody's getting in her way of Rhea Ripley, then she's going to take them out no matter who they are, babyface or heel. And I think it's what's happening with Swerve here, with Swerve and Adam Page here. Hangman Adam Page definitely seems to be turning heel. Swerve definitely seems to be the fan favorite going into this match at Revolution tomorrow. I fully expect Samoa Joe actually to win, because I feel like the only reason why Hangman Adam Page is here is to one, stop Swerve from winning, and then also to eat the pinfall. So it's going to happen. Well, like I said, Blackpool Combat Club versus FTR and Eddie Kingston. The BCC win. I don't see Eddie Kingston losing twice in as many weeks, in as many days. So, hey, I feel like Eddie Kingston will retain his Continental Classic Championship at Revolution in what should be a great match against Bryan Danielson. We got Nick Wayne versus Orange Cassidy. This is apparently a open challenge for the international title. I fully expected Orange Cassidy to win, considering he's facing Roderick Strong at Revolution tomorrow, and I fully expect Roderick Strong to beat Orange Cassidy and win the international title. And if we don't get Roderick Strong on the very next Dynamite saying, I'm canceling the open challenges. If you want a shot at this title, you can't just complain on social media and stuff to get a title shot. Okay, you got to earn your chance. I mean, Samoa Joe said the exact same thing after he won the AEW World Championship. He said, F the open challenges. You got to earn your right to challenge me. So I fully expected I don't know who you are, Chris Strickland, but no begging for anything on this channel. We also got a Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander match. Sky Blue actually does win this match when it looked as though like Chris Statlander at one point during the match, at the end of the match, Stokely Hathaway tried to get Chris Statlander to cheat to win. Chris Statlander was like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not who I am. Willow, who I guess is her friend and tag team partner, she was on the outside also was like, no, you shouldn't do it. Sky Blue then decides to cheat since obviously Christiana wasn't willing to do it. She's basically saying, Chris isn't going to cheat, then I am. She wins the match. It was actually a very good match. Also, we got Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. This was about a 16-minute match, one of the longer matches on the card, and it was like, I don't know. It was okay. For what it was okay. Did we actually need it? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing with the AEW versus CMLL thing. It's led to some interesting matches, but it's also led to some matches that were like kind of pointless, if you're asking me. And also, I did talk to you about the main event segment already, so I mean, it was kind of boring. The match between Chris Jericho and Atlantis Jr., it was kind of boring. So I mean, yeah, I would agree with you there. It is what it is. We can't control what AEW puts out on their. That was AEW Dynamite. If I had to rate AEW Dynamite, I actually would rate it a 6.5 out of 10. A 6.5 out of 10. So it's like it wasn't as good as what Monday Night Raw and NXT were this week, but now on to SmackDown, which is, I think, the best show of the entire week by far. We got the opening segment, which was a Bloodline segment, just went about 40 minutes, which honestly, I'm going to tell you this right now, didn't mind it because of The Rock. The Rock makes anything that The Rock is a part of, just instantly is considered great. In my mind, it's always great. And this was a great segment between The Rock, Bloodline. For a moment, I was like, wasn't Cody Rhodes advertised perhaps for this show? I mean, maybe he came out and did like a dark match with somebody, but I don't know. What? I just told you I liked the Bloodline segment. I mean, didn't you like it? Because Roman was there, and Rock was there. Of course, wouldn't you like the Bloodline segment because Roman was there? Basically, Roman came out, tried to talk, but the crowd was like, no. He tried to get the fans to acknowledge him at least 3 times, and yeah, you liked it. I knew you would, but Dolores said I didn't like it. Like, okay, why wouldn't you like it? I'm pretty sure you're a fan of Roman Reigns, because why wouldn't you be if you're friends with such and such? You kind of have to be. But this was a very good segment. I'm not gonna lie. I would never lie to you guys. And this was a great segment. The Rock, obviously, Roman was pissed off that the fans were booing him. He even said at one point, I thought the boos used to be louder. Didn't the boos used to be louder? And they started booing louder, so obviously the fans were just giving him what they wanted, which was to boo him. Then The Rock comes out, does his usual thing, talks about crack and meth. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because probably not the best thing to be talking about on a live stream, even if it's prevalent to wrestling. Then The Rock would talk about the offer that Cody Rhodes made for a singles match against him and decided to say, no, that's not going to happen. If you want a match with me, It's going to be a tag team match with me and my cousin Roman versus you and Seth at WrestleMania. And then he talked about the stipulations of said match if it would have happened. If Cody and Seth beats Rock and Roman, then the Bloodline will be banned from ringside. All of the Bloodline will be banned from ringside for the match, which now could result in a new Bloodline member joining, showing up, maybe from who knows. But then if Roman and Rock win, then the match between Cody and Roman will be Bloodline rules, which means anything goes and Roman Reigns and the Bloodline can get involved. I want Cody to win, but if he doesn't, I will accept it. I will accept it if Cody doesn't win. This segment went about 40 minutes. It was great. Definitely what we needed going into WrestleMania. Then we get... No, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. I mean, you may not believe me, but that's okay because you don't have to. Nate, no. I will accept it. Now, go sit in timeout. Go sit in timeout. Timeout, kid. We got next. The match we got next was Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. I totally expected Tiffany Stratton to win. What they do with Naomi going forward, I have no idea. But let's see what they do with Tiffany Stratton. We got a backstage segment with Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and Randy Orton. Randy Orton, I guess Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were sort of poking some fun at Randy Orton, I guess, for what happened at Elimination Chamber when he got knocked out by Logan Paul. Randy Orton then just started hysterically laughing sort of hysterically. No, don't time him out for 24 hours. He doesn't deserve that much. He doesn't deserve that much. Let's not be that cruel to him. We good. Yeah. So Randy Orton made a challenge. Either one of them. Grayson Waller decided to offer Theory up as a sacrificial lamb. Basically, this could turn into a storyline in which we see Austin Theory break away from Grayson Waller, because at first I was like, this is a great pairing. Two just obnoxious heels who are so full of themselves and who are very much like narcissists, where they love themselves and they think very highly of themselves. It was a great pairing when it first happened. I think it's now run its course, and from what happened at Elimination Chamber when we saw Austin Theory get beat down by Cody and Seth, and Grayson was just standing there in the back just watching it all happen and not even getting involved at all. You don't want Nate timed out, Dolores. You're friends. You two are friends. Yeah, that's Danny's job. The only person that can criticize me is Danny. And I allow it because I know he's just joking. Because I know he's just joking around and being funny, like he always does. Well, we also got a 7-second match. I do not know what they're doing with Braun Breaker, but apparently Zion Quinn has come out of hibernation, and he has since shaved his beard and mustache, because the last time I saw him, he was on NXT. He had a beard and a mustache. That was pretty thick. But apparently he has shaved it all off, and he's now cleanly shaved on the face. And he had a 7-second match with Braun Breaker. Spear, 1, 2, 3. That was it. This. I'm not going to go much into it. It was a squash match. Braun Breaker looked great. That may be what they're doing. They're just making him look great until they have something better, more substantial for him going forward. And I'm okay with it. We got the backstage segment. We got Bayley and Dakota Kai versus the Kabuki Warriors in tag team action. I could see the double turn by Dakota Kai a long mile away. This was obviously going to lead to Dakota Kai turning on Bayley, Bayley having absolutely no friends going into WrestleMania. Well, maybe she has one friend. Maybe Naomi gets involved in this because Naomi and Bayley have some history. And I'm sure in real life they are actually friends. I mean, why wouldn't they be? But after the match, we got a confrontation backstage with Jade Cargill eyeing Damage Control. What that entails, I do not know. Then Nick Aldis steps in and says, Jade, I think I need you. We need to talk about some stuff. We also got LA Knight. We also got Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate backstage talking with Nick Aldis about the tag team titles. Nick Aldis said that there will be an announcement about the tag team titles and the situation about the tag team titles going into WrestleMania in the coming weeks. Then LA Knight appears, says, hey Nick, I want to get my hands on AJ Styles, but I haven't seen him tonight. Nick says, I told AJ to stay away this week. I don't know what we're doing with LA Knight and AJ Styles going into WrestleMania. What I think could happen is we could have a multi-man ladder match. We could get a multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania for either the US or Intercontinental title, and I would be okay with that. We also got Carlito versus Santos Escobar in a street fight. This was to set up Rey Mysterio's return and the inevitable Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar feud going into WrestleMania, which should be a good feud. It should be a good match. We'll see what happens. It was a good little street fight, just like the street fight between New Day and Imperium. It was good. There were maybe some parts that were a little bit clunky and a little bit botched, but hey, it is what it is. It was a good street fight. Rey came back. Rey made his return after several months of being out with injury, so good for them. We also got Randy Orton versus Austin Theory in the main event. Now there was supposedly a spot in the match that was apparently botched at first, but Austin Theory made it into something unique. I can't remember. I think it was Randy Orton was setting up for a superplex. It got botched, but then Austin Theory turned it into like a modified, what some people were calling it as like a modified RKO version of the RKO. There was one point in the match where Austin Theory did the Randy Orton spot on the table. Like, he planted Randy Orton on the announce table in the same way that Randy Orton would do it to other people. Also did a signature Randy pose on the second rope, on the second turnbuckle, apparently, after doing that spot. Randy Orton obviously was going to win this match. It was what it was. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens then came into the ring. It was on commentary. And Randy Orton and Kevin Owens showed some respect to each other. What happens with Randy Orton and Logan Paul at WrestleMania? It looks like we're setting up a US title match between them. Now, as far as who else gets involved in this match, Kevin Owens, I think, would be the most obvious to get involved in this. I don't know. It was what it was. That was SmackDown. If I had to rate SmackDown, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It was really good. It was really good. So that's it for me. That's it for me. That's basically the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for coming. And next time you see me go live, obviously, most more than likely will be this next Saturday. Obviously, again for this same thing. But I do want to thank everybody for coming. Appreciate it. And I will see you guys later. And until next time, peace. Bye, guys.